And that's why you don't start a stream at 5 in the morning. Getting the wrong names already. I'm over here talking about Rajah Bill. We live up on TikTok. We live up on Twitch. We live on YouTube. If you're watching this on any platform, go ahead and support the cause a little bit. My bad, y'all gotta share out the stream. If I don't support myself, who else gonna do it, you know? But welcome in. Welcome, welcome. It's episode 67 of Ants Random Rants. It's your boy. It's me. A-N-T repping the motherfucking game. Gang, you know we don't play none of that shit. If you a lame, you can't hang. All of that shit. You feel me? Boy, oh boy, do we got. I've been waiting to talk about this all week, y'all. I just been busy with work. I actually left work early last couple days to try and record this, but dogs have been barking. My little homie over here going through it right now. We got to get him checked out at the vet. He going through some shit, gang. That is besides the point. I ain't here to talk about me. This ain't about the 2K gameplay. I'm gonna hop on 2K here in a second. I gotta find my controller first, though. Definitely gonna have to hit some before this, cause I'm gonna try and be as unbiased as possible, breaking this down. But when I actually give my thoughts, like that's gonna be my opinions. But I'm gonna try when I break this down to be as unbiased as possible. We might even take a look at what some other people have said. I might not show the videos, but we have heard some genuinely fucking brain dead takes over this entire thing, and I'll get to those here in a second. Let's go ahead, start this game up. Let me find this controller. If not, I got this one right here. Oh, it's right here. All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and fire something up. Shout out to all the TikTok viewers. Go ahead and leave a like, drop a like before I really get into this shit, cause shit is absolutely nuts. This shit is genuinely crazy, y'all. Hey, shout out. That's my dog Chance up in the TikTok, which I doubt, but shout out my boy Chance. I got a homie named Chance.
Here we go.
Brandon Vibes out one joining. Shout out all the TikTok motherfuckers. Shout out all the Twitch viewers. If you new, follow. I usually try and stream at least 1-2 times a weekend, I should say. But everybody and named Mama has been talking about this Rajah Jackson incident. Let me go ahead and turn this down. I want to be heard clearly. I mean, not mince my words or make nothing can be misconstrued or nothing over the sounds of this 2K. So, in case y'all don't know, let me just give y'all a breakdown. Over the weekend, I don't exactly know what day it was, but there was an independent wrestling promotion holding a show. Usually this would fly under the radar in literally any circle besides maybe indie circles. But Knox Pro Wrestling, a former training facility or a company that was associated with WWE, had the WWE ID. And really what WWE ID is, it's a pseudo like training uh training school, or just a training promotion. Some of these guys will never make it. Some of these guys are indie for life. For example, the victim in this circumstance, Psycho Stu, has been a 10-year veteran for Knox Pro Wrestling. And they held an event, and one of the wrestlers named AJ Mana, or Mana, however you pronounce it, he was a good friend of Rajah Jackson. Now, who is Rajah Jackson? He is Rampage Jackson's son. For anybody who doesn't know who Rampage Jackson is, he is a famous UFC fighter, famous MMA fighter, world famous. Okay. His son has been trying to get, a career in MMA, or start his career in MMA recently. And actually, before this event, it's to my knowledge that he had a fight beforehand, and he lost. He got his ass beat. And according to Rampage Jackson, he sustained a concussion. If true, and judging by what Rampage Jackson said, Rajah should have been nowhere near public. He should have been at home resting from his ass whooping the night before, if he really sustained a concussion, if that is the case. He is a 25-year-old grown man who can make his own decisions. If he did not want to stay home and rest with his concussion, that's on him. He was invited to this event by AJ Mana, and he comes there, and he's while he's starting his MMA career, he's also been starting his streaming career, just like his father. His father has gained a following on Kick in his retirement, and he was trying to be just like his dad, an MMA streamer, except he was going to be active, and his dad is no longer, obviously. So he's streaming on Kick, going to this show. He's apparently going to be a part of it. The details are fuzzy as to his involvement in the event beforehand. Was he going to work with Psycho Stu before this incident? I don't think so. I think they were going to find a spot for him, or he was going to maybe like be backup in like an AJ Mana match or something. Who fucking knows? What ends up happening is he goes to this event. Oh, okay. And one of the wrestlers that I've mentioned, Psycho Stu, he's thinking this guy is a professional wrestler, just like everybody. He's not. It's not quite backstage. It's not like they're not in a backstage area. It's more. It looks like more like a parking lot. So they're in like a backstage parking lot, maybe, or a back area parking lot, where the fans really aren't there. This is before anybody's really there. He sees all these cameras and the dude streaming. He thinks he's a pro wrestler, and this is where he's wrong. He goes up to him and he says, "Oh, he's." They have an interaction where he goes, "Oh, you've never heard of me?" And he's like, "No, like Rajah Jackson goes, "No, I've never heard of you. Who are you?" He's like, "I'm Psycho Stu." And Psycho Stu, thinking, this is a work or this is another professional wrestler, busts a beer can over his head. You just met this man and you bust a beer can over his head as like an introduction. Now, this is not an excuse. Psycho Stu, he looked to be intoxicated. He did not look to be sober. Uh, Regardless, that's not how you introduce yourself to somebody, period. And again, he breaks the can over his head and he tells him almost immediately, like, "Oh, you're not going to sell the can?" He realizes Rajah is not with the shits. Or he's not in on the kayfabe, as professional wrestlers call it. Right? Rajah tells him, "What the fuck was that?" And AJ Mana breaks it up. And somebody else, one of the older, really old guy, looks like a member of the Anawai family or something like that. Or the Fatu family. One of the two. They all related in the industry somehow. One of the older guys and AJ Mana comes up. They break it up. And from reports and interviews after the incident, AJ Mana and Psycho Stu had already had some pre-existing pre-existing beef with each other. Who knows what happened? That's up for interpretation and speculation until more details come out. Now, they break it up, and Rajah Jackson is clearly upset. Psycho Stu realizes his error and his blunder, and he apologizes. Tries to shake Rajah Jackson's hand once. Rajah Jackson ain't feeling that shit. Tells him, "Nah, get the fuck out my face, bro." Understandably so. Understandably, he's still upset. Attempts one more time, and Rajah declines. And then on the third attempt at an apology, this is all on stream, by the way. I'm not going to replay this. This is all, you guys can find it on Twitter and YouTube. This is all, I'm not going to rehash all this. I'm just giving my play-by-play of what I have seen. Rajah Jackson accepts his apology. Tells him, "I get it, bro. Like, I understand. There's a mutual understanding between the two now." Had Rajah Jackson tried to do something to Psycho Stu immediately after the beer can. I don't. The perception is different, and I think the whole incident is different. If he immediately just bugs up on Psycho Stu, if he just fucking off bat just tries to push him and get crazy with him and starts the altercation incident right there. Everybody thinks it's avoided, whatever. Some fucking genius, either the booker or some higher up, thinks, oh my gosh, we just caught this, we can make this into an angle live. We can, catch a little buzz off of this. So somebody decides or tells Raja that he's going to interfere in Psycho Stu's match and that he can get his revenge on Psycho Stu, right? Gonna get his payback. And he's like, all right, yeah, no, that's cool. Like, as long as I can get my payback, I'll be straight. For the next hour, it is we see basically an internal struggle between Rajah Jackson and in his evil side or whatever to commit a crime. And all the while, like, and it's not just him having an internal battle, his chat is encouraging him to crash out. I think that's what the youngins call it. He's encouraging them to crash out on Psycho Stu. Legitimately hurt him. And not just give him one punch, but and they're not just telling him to do this. They're basically calling him names, calling him a fake crash out, they're calling him a bitch, saying he won't really do nothing, and how is he gonna let Psycho Stu disrespect him and this and that. So he's telling his chat like, "Oh, I'm really gonna hurt him." So before he gets to ringside, this fucking dipshit AJ Mana, I think he's trying to be like a Samoan cowboy. I tried looking at his IG. I think he turned his comments off on IG. Good for him. Smart fucking move. Just delete it at this point, guy. You'll never be able to turn those back on. But this fuckhead AJ Mana is backstage also hyping up Raja. Telling him, yeah, you remember what a receipt is? Like, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna give him his receipt. We're getting cooked by these bullets right now. It's all good though. That's a foul, my guy. It's a foul. So AJ Man is telling him, you remember what a receipt is, right? I taught you what a receipt is. You go out there and you tag him. Now that's open to interpretation. Now me, if someone says you go in there and you tag him, go out there and hit him. He doesn't say how many times. Doesn't give him, he knew. He told him, you remember what a receipt is. Rajah knew apparently what it was beforehand. So if you have knowledge, there should be no explanation of what it is. But for those of you who don't know, there's going to be a lot of wrestling terms. A receipt is when, if you are in a wrestling match and your opponent is kind of going a little too hard, because wrestling is not supposed to be you go out there and try and physically hurt your opponent like a shoot fight. And a shoot fight is like a regular MMA fight, a barroom brawl, anything that is a non-scripted or non-professional wrestling fight. So when your opponent is taking liberties and legitimately hurting you, you kind of give him a little elbow or a shot to the stomach. Just we seen Brock Lesnar punch Braun Strowman legitimately in his head, not to knock his ass out, but just to try and wake him up. Like, hey, bro, you slow your roll a little bit, gang. We've seen it. It happens. This was not that. There are professional wrestlers who have been in the business for over 20 years and they said that they have never seen anything like this in a ring. Maybe outside in another, event, but even then, I doubt they've seen something like this, and we're getting there. So while Raja Bell or Raja, I keep saying Raja Bell, while Raja Jackson is streaming, he is basically telling himself, or he tells himself, yeah, 50 subs, or he tells his chat, 50 subs, and I will knock this man out. Tells his chat that on video, it's on stream, everybody can see it, admitting. Whether or not somebody sent that 50 subs, I don't know. Then I believe it's later on. He says, I can't do him like that. He's not a pro fighter or nothing like that. I might just hit him, give him one good one, and that'll be that. Get back, and I'll get out of there. But just before Rajah Jackson decides to enter the ring and interfere in the match like he's supposed to, or like he's been told he's supposed to do, he tells his chat, I am going to go in there and I'm going to keep hitting him until somebody gets me off of him. I'm not going to stop until somebody gets me off of him. And he does just that. Actually, he goes in there and he picks Psycho Stu up, and Psycho Stu is under the impression like, okay, yeah, he's gonna give me a spine buster, maybe give me, one good one, knock me out, or knock me out, not for realsies, but he's gonna, get his receipt, and that'll be that. What happens is Rajah Jackson slammed Psycho Stu, did not protect him, did not protect his fall like a professional wrestler is supposed to, and Psycho Stu's head hit the back of the mat. And from there he looked unconscious. He is not defending himself. He is out cold. The amount of damage he sustained just from the slam, we don't know. Because immediately after the slam, Rajah Jackson hits the man 20 plus times. I've seen 22, I've seen 27. I didn't count myself. I'm not going to. I've seen it enough to know, like, it was enough. It was 20 plus punches to his face. Everyone is just watching. His Psycho Stu's mom is in the crowd watching her son get beat down for real by a professional fighter who had no fucking business being there in the first place. Not just being there, but since he was there, even though he was there, he had no fucking business being in the ring. AJ Mana is a fucking idiot who gassed him up. And look, people are going to say whatever they want on the internet. If you're a grown-ass man and you are easily influenced by 13-year-olds in your fucking chat telling you that you're a bitch and you're a pussy and that you need to physically harm someone while they think that you're on good terms and basically sneak attack somebody, sucker punch somebody because they told you to, because they sent you 50 subs, you're a fucking idiot. And I'm trying so hard not to use the word that I really want to use, but he the best way to describe it is shit for brains. Fucking harebrained. I'm trying so hard not to use a slur that I really want to use. So he drops 20 plus fucking live rounds, grenades, fucking bombs on Psycho Stu. In front of fans, in front of his mom, in front of everybody. Somebody tried to pull him off. I don't know the name exactly. Somebody tried to pull him off. And he pushes the guy off and he tries to go and hit Stu some more. Then somebody else pulls him off. Again, I don't know who it was. But he tries to then take this guy down. But you see, Rajah Jackson is such a shit fighter and a fucking pussy that he probably couldn't beat a regular professional wrestler 1v1. A regular one. I'm trying to be chill. Because he tries for the double leg on this other guy and he can't get him. Takedown's weak as fuck, bro. Hit the gym. If that's your profession, you trying to be a fighter, bro. And you 1-1, just got your ass beat. And to make yourself feel better about your chat and your dad calling you a bitch, you fucking hit somebody while they're not even expecting it, while they're not looking. But that's not done. I'm not even done with the breakdown, you see, because even after he lands those 22 shots and he tries the second takedown on the other guy, and who knows, if he gets the other takedown, he might try to kill that guy too. Who fucking knows? Because they finally get him off him. They get him out of the ring. They get him out of the arena. And from there, he's out here screaming in the middle of the street while he's being followed by the professional wrestlers. I'm tired of everybody playing with me and everybody calling me a bitch and this and that. Meanwhile, the guys who were just there are like, oh, you want your viral moment? Like, come get it. I'll take you on right here. And he's still walking away. He's trying not to, he's doing it. They're still walking away trying to not cause any more of a scene, but it's too late, bro. And I know I'm late covering this, but Buddy wanted his clicks and views, and he wanted his name out there, and he wanted to be famous. So here you go. Everybody's gonna give it to you. You'll be infamous. You'll be infamous. Fuck you talking about? Fucking goofy. Fucking crash dummy. Not a crash out. You not a crash out. You a fucking crash dummy. So they were either really trying to fight Rajah Jackson, or they were trying to keep him there for the police to come in and investigate or do their shit. But I'll get to them in a minute. After he gets away from the entire situation and he gets some breathing room, he gets a call from his manager. And even his manager asks him, why the fuck did you do that? Even his manager said, I understand y'all had some pre-existing altercation or pre-existing beef, but now they can't wake him up. He said he is flatlined in the ring. But you see, we don't know if he was actually flatlined or what was going on, because if you look at the stream, after Rajah Jackson attempts to murder Psycho Stu, which that's what I'm going to keep calling it because that's what the fuck it was. After he tries to murder Psycho Stu, the match goes on. Nobody checks on Psycho Stu. Somebody fucking pins him. Like the match was still going. Nobody checks on him. The referee is not there whispering in him to see if he's fucking okay like you would a WWE event. They didn't throw up the X or anything like that. Nothing. They fucking pinned him 1, 2, 3. Like it was like this was supposed to happen. And clearly it wasn't. And for anybody who thinks that, oh, this is just part of the show and oh, they got you, guy, you're a fucking idiot. Just like Rajah Jackson, if not worse. Psycho Stu is legitimately hospitalized. He was legitimately in the fucking hospital. Yeah, those medical bills fake too? Is that all part of the show? Is that all part of the act? Fuck out of here, bro. But let me try and get through this. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, I was trying to be chill, but I knew bringing this shit up like was going stir. We're gonna grind my gears. It's gonna fucking chap my leather, gang. Frick. Okay. We got the mismatch on Sabonis. Bring it in nice. We gotta get our guys out of there ASAP, but so yeah, they didn't check on Psycho Stu. They didn't throw up the X. I don't even know if there's been no mention of paramedics there, so I'm just assuming that there weren't any directly at the show, which is again fucking irresponsible again. Oh, and the kicker to everything. While uh Rajah Jackson's manager is telling him that the guy is flatlined in the ring, Rajah Jackson's response is, my bad. Fucking sick, bro. Fucking sick. Not sick as in gnarly, sweet, awesome, cool. No, fucking sick. Like disgusting. Bitch made. Fucking imbecile are the words that come to mind. And it's going on damn near. It's been a whole week. It's been days since this has happened. No arrests have been made. Uh, Rajah Jackson walking around like a free man. We'll get to that in a minute, though. I for those saying that, oh, because he hasn't been arrested, so that means it has to be fake, right? Because I mean, they have video evidence. It's they have all the evidence they need to lock him up. How is he not locked up? I don't know, man. In this day and age, bro, do you really expect fucking like justice for criminals when we have one as president? I'm not even trying to get political, but goddamn, saying because he didn't go to jail. This must have been all part of the script, right? Psycho Stu having brain bleeding and choking on his own blood and teeth must have been just all part of the script, right? Having to be induced in a medical or having to be put in a medically induced coma. It's all just part of the act, man. The fuck? Fucking Mark. Brain dead. Brain dead vibes, gang. Damn, Blake. God damn, Blake. Oh, see that? Fuck. I didn't mean to call that. Fuck. It's all good, though. We'll be alright. Perfect. Let's go. Rick Barry is cooking my shit. Oh, fuck. Alright. We're gonna have to try and come back this quarter. These bullets are low-key fucking us up. Yeah, so yeah, people who thinking that this is all just part of the script or part of some pro wrestling stunts, brain dead, fam. Brain dead. Because Rajah Jackson got away with attempted murder, that doesn't make him an attempted murderer. We didn't see that. Cope. Mental gymnastics, not even on an Olympic level, but on a god tier level. Guys like fucking Chael Sonnen, dude. Oh, Rampage is my friend. His friend shook my hand one time and he was really nice. He could never do something like this. I just met that guy a week ago. He wouldn't. I know he wouldn't do something like this. Give me a fucking break, Chael. Yeah, troll master, huh? Yeah, bro, this ain't troll, bro. And somebody is legitimately fighting for their fucking life, you know? Mo Wagner, bro. Fucking traffic cone, gang. Oh no. There's no way. I'm about to say, gang. Got him. Got him. Oh, that's bad. That's real bad. Gotta hit those. And thing about all this is while this is happening, Rampage Jackson is on live, I believe, with Sneeko or some shit like not Sneeko. What the fuck is his name? Neon. He on stream with Neon. And they watch it as it's happening. And you can tell if you look at Rampage Jackson's live reaction to his son mauling this man. You can see it. Rampage had to turn away like, damn, gang. Like, come on, bro. His face should have said it all. Like, yeah, bro, your son is fucking cooked. He's a pro fighter. And he don't know, like, if your hands is registered as a deadly weapon, like, bro, you can't be doing. You literally cannot be doing shit like that. Fuck out of here. Miles Turner. Hell yeah. That weak shit out of here. That should have hit backboard, but it's Gucci. Ooh, Ant-Man. Nice. Oh my goodness, what a poor pass. And we needed that to take the fucking lead too. That's what I get for trying to call plays in the last 5 minutes when I haven't been doing that shit all game. Miles Turner, I know you not testing me like that, gang. Oh my Sabonis. Just leaps out of bounds. Yeah, let me calm down a little bit. And even before Rajah Jackson did this. Rampage was kind of trolling him, like, oh, you in there getting jumped by all the dudes in tights and shit. You letting them grab up on you and shit. And you could tell like it's friendly trolling, like, but it's clear that like the Rampage and his son, and this is like I don't have kids of my own, so I might be going out of bounds here. Talking about parenthood and shit I know nothing about. But just from the dynamic that they have shown on their streams and shit like that, it is really hard to like see Rampage as like this great fucking father figure. Like it just seems like he constantly, and I mean constantly, like belittles and diminishes his son, like calls him a bitch, all kinds of shit. And apparently like they've gone to blows before where like Rampage put him in the hospital. Like they said this on a podcast, like the shit was normal or something. Rampage over there talking about I felt so bad for hitting him. I had to choke him out. I felt too bad. I didn't want to punch him anymore. Like, bro, your son is sitting right next to you. Huh? Oh fuck. They baited me into the 3. And I still hit that bitch. Let's go. Let's fucking go, boys. Oh my god, Blake Griffin is cooking our shit right now. Oh. Oh, you see, I tried to get that Ant 1 on the Switch. They wasn't going for it though. Alright, Ewing. He's shifty. Fuck my life, dude. That's a foul. Thank you. Jesus. Slightly late. And if Chael Sonnen want to go around saying this is all part of the script, or before I hop back on that, yeah, the whole dynamic between Rampage and his son is clearly like they need to go to therapy or counseling or something. And that's the best advice that I could probably give them. Cause like y'all got issues you need to work out, and it should not be for the benefit of flash photography, gang. Y'all should not be airing out personal family drama and shit for all to see, bro. Not for maybe the kick check is that good though. Maybe the kick check is that good to where you could just. Oh my goodness, Sabonis, get your ass. We could throw lobs too. We could throw lobs too, gang. We gotta guard Ewing though. Like he is cooking Sabonis. Fuck. Fuck. What do we do, y'all? We hit this 3. If Franz is open. Fuck it. Oh. No! Make the fucking find, gang. Oh my god. I don't know why he don't throw it back to him. Fuck. Whew. Oh my goodness, they're trying to work that shit inside and it's not gonna work. Hell no. Fuck. 2.8 on the fucking board. Alright. Oh my god, what a miss. Step back, fuck. I don't know why he stepped back. I don't know why he fucking stepped back instead of going forward. Yeah, Blake deserved that. Fuck. He took the L. Heartbroken. Alright. Let's try and get back this game. Okay, yeah. Cause Wayne Embry cooked us last game too. Yeah, this will be a good. I hope this is a good revenge game.
On the floor for the visiting Sacramento.
Skip all this shit.
Here we go.
And that's the best I could say about maybe Rampage was there for his other kids, but even then, like he's gone on record and saying like Raja, he saved up bail money for him and his other son, I guess, because he knew something like this was eventually going. He was prepping for it one day. So now when it happens, and he trying to play like his son is the victim now is just fucking crazy. Like that's insane to me. Giannis ain't hitting that shit. Get the fuck out of here. Wait, they got okay. Oh, damn, GP? Gary Payton out here. They got Fat Lever and Gary Payton. Nice. It's Hall of Fame legend Scotty Barnes. But then back to Chael Sonnen and all the people who wanted to react to this. I'm gonna just start with Chael and we gonna work our way down the line. Chael Sonnen saying that this is all a work. And then doubling down and saying Chael was the first one I heard say it, but Chael saying that, oh, if this was back in the days and a pro wrestler lost like a legitimate fight or like a bar fight, then the promoter would tell them like, I don't want anybody that's not like a legit badass or who doesn't stay in character, then you know you guys are fired. Like if I hear about you losing a bar fight or anything, like you're fired. Don't even come. Like if it gets around town or whatever. I'm just like that's that's not what happened though, Chael. Like again, the mental gymnastics and the fake uh, circumstances that are being put around this narrative is crazy when we literally watched it happen in real fucking time. It's insane. And all the smart wrestling fans or whatever saying, "Oh, well, yeah, everything in wrestling is fake." Nothing. Wrestling has been fake since forever. Even since the Bruno Sammartino days. Just shut the fuck up, dude, and just say you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, dude. In those old days, if you told a wrestler they were fake to their face, they would beat the shit out of you. Just like, no, not just like psychos do. I would that's some that's greaseball shit. You would just probably get slapped the fuck around or suplexed and told is that fucking fake, or get choked out like Hulk Hogan did that radio host. Everybody's saying wrestling's been fake forever. Ask somebody who asked a wrestler if it was fake or what they did was fake. Especially coming from the Sammartino days. From that era, what was Sammartino, like the 50s, 40s? From that era, I would say probably all the way up until the late 90s. Maybe, yeah, late 90s. You called that shit fake, you're getting your ass beat by a pro wrestler. Especially if you say it to their face. The fuck? Go watch. Go tell the motherfuckers in Japan that shit is fake. The fuck? Is it scripted? Yeah, bro. Like everybody knows it's been scripted since forever. We know that's predetermined wins and losses, but there's not a safe way to fall off a 20-foot ladder. Gravity's real, bro. When you fall off the ropes or whatever, yeah, bro, they really real. And if you've ever seen what's under the ring, it's not padding. It's usually like wooden boards surrounded by padding or whatever, but it's not light. It's not a trampoline. So just pushing these false narratives about pro wrestling and what pro wrestlers do in order to make somebody look like less of a fucking animal and a fucking idiot. Like I said, giving somebody a receipt in the wrestling world, if we're talking strictly wrestling, giving somebody a receipt is not the license to fucking pummel someone into oblivion because they busted a beer bottle over your head. That's not what a fucking receipt is. All these people getting introduced to wrestling terms now, like kayfabe, and using them like they know what the fuck they are. Been a wrestling fan my whole life. I seen pro wrestlers fight each other in sanctioned boxing matches called the Brawl for All. If anybody remembers that, nobody probably does. And there was more candor in those fights between actual pro wrestlers fighting each other than this bullshit and this attempted murder. I didn't know how long I was gonna go. I knew I was gonna break this shit all the way down. I've just gotten to chill. I haven't even gotten to all of Rampage's shit yet. Because Rampage want to go out and say, "Oh, criticize me, all you want, but don't come after my son." Oh no, bro, we coming after you too. We ain't forget about your dumbass. Since you wanna ride for your mans, get in the trunk with him. Get in the bag, sir. We internet cooking your stupid ass too, Rampage. Trying to, he had a concussion. He shouldn't have even been there. Your son is a grown ass man who decided to be there, who decided to put himself in that position. And if he knew that he shouldn't have been in that, or if those trainers around him knew that he should not have been in that vicinity or in public, then he shouldn't have fucking been there to begin with. But he was there. That's nobody's fault but his own. And AJ Mana, who fucking invited him. Fake Samoan cowboy AJ Mana. Telling him, "Oh, if anybody has anything to say, I'll go out there and back you up." It's funny though, because when everybody was not, when it was got him in the corner, I didn't see AJ Mana come out there and back him up. I didn't see that. And if you want to come back later, well, I didn't know he was gonna go out there and do that. He's grown. Fuck you. Fuck you, AJ Mana, and I'm glad you got fired from not only pro wrestling, I'm glad you got fired from your regular job. Yeah. And I'm gonna keep going. You're such a fucking shit pro wrestler that you had to work a second fucking job. No disrespect to all the indie guys out there working 2 jobs. Rosa Samoan can't make it in the pro wrestling fucking industry. Has every advantage in the fucking world. But you want to be some fake tough guy fucking cowboy, yeah, bro. You have to. Well, not anymore. Not for Knox Pro Wrestling, and probably not for anybody else ever fucking again, hopefully. And Knox Pro Wrestling can't do it because, I hope they go under. For more reasons than just what they allowed to happen to Psycho Stu. In the aftermath, apparently they've been sending out emails and text messages to talent saying not to cooperate with police. Fucking despicable. And Knox Pro Wrestling should cease to fucking exist as a company, and everybody who works for them should never have anything to do with pro wrestling ever fucking again. Ever. They should not be anywhere. They shouldn't be allowed in Madison Square Garden for a fucking basketball game. Absolute fucking buffoonery. Then Rampage, MMA guru, trying to hold his son accountable and responsible by giving his take and his unbiased look at it and calling it what it is, fucking attempted murder, and calling his son straight pussy and a straight bitch, because there's nothing else you can call that. And Rampage well, you can talk about my parenting, but everybody makes mistakes. Everybody forgets there were 2 people in this incident. Rampage, get off Twitter, bro. I hope Kick bans your stupid ass next. for even defending this fucking piece of trash. Fuck Rajah Jackson. And after this, fuck Rampage too. And it hurts to say that. Rampage, one of the best UFC fighters of all time. But he one of the biggest crybabies too. One of the most emotionally weak people that I've witnessed. And this is going back to me watching him fucking tear the door off of its hinges during UFC, what was it? One of the season of The Ultimate Fighter. Tore the door off of the hinges because Rashad Evans was in his fucking head that much. He couldn't fucking control himself. Like father, like son, apparently. Well, with a name like Rampage, what do you expect? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just a fucking gimmick. Didn't expect him to actually be that dumb. And that completely lacking self-fucking awareness. And I get it. It's your son, man. Go to the ends of the earth to protect your kids, man. I don't get it, but I get it. Nobody wants to believe that their child is a fucking monster. Or an imbecile. Or both. An imbecilic fucking monster. Damn, Jared Allen out here. Putting Broski on a poster like that, huh? That's crazy. Oh, shit. And it's like I said before, if he was that upset from the jump about the beer can incident, then why, first of all, why wait all that time to act like that? Like I said, if he tries to, fight Psycho Stu after Stu breaks the can over his head, sure, bro, you might have a little bit of a perception difference on that end. But because you waited, and then the man apologizes to you, and you accept his apology, you still go out there and do that, and then have the audacity, the gall to go out in the street and say, I'm tired of people calling me a bitch. Oh, bro, if you were, don't ever get tired I hope you don't ever get tired of people calling you a bitch, bro, because you gonna be hearing that for the fucking rest of your life. At least I hope so. You wanted to be known more than Rampage's son? Nah, nah. You forever gonna be known as Rampage's bitch son. At least in my eyes. Come on, Dematis. Made him look and jump. Let's go. Yeah, after committing one of the most bitch-made things you could do, doing one of the most bitch-made things you could do, you gonna scream in the middle of I'm tired of people calling me a bitch. Well, guess what? You still a bitch. That's not just me who thinks that, sir. You gonna go around trying to beat up everybody for the rest of your life. And the only reason why he's not in jail right now is because he's Rampage's son. It's the only reason I could think of. If it was anybody else, bro, he would be in jail. Yeah, I'm Rampage's son. I got my own shit. Nah, no, you really don't. Not anymore, kid. Knox Pro Wrestling lost their WWE ID branding. Now, I don't know if this is true. I read somewhere and I've heard from multiple sources that this Knox Pro Wrestling was actually owned by Rikishi. And if that's the case, oh boy, Rikishi. Funny, you have everything, anything happens in WWE, you have something to say about it. Not even outside the WWE, actually, I think it was like a month or two ago, you got into it with Zilla Fatu because he had Jeff Hardy paint his face. Pause. He had Jeff Hardy do his the face painting like his dad. If everybody doesn't know, Zilla Fatu's dad is Umaga, former now former pro wrestler, now deceased, R.I.P. Eddie Fatu. But Yeah, Rikishi late, just not even like a month ago, 2 months ago, was on Zilla's ass talking about, oh, why are you painting your face? You know, your dad isn't here anymore, and this and that. Ah, bro, your company's not here anymore. If that's the case, you go in there. How dare you? And Zilla had to respond talking about my pops is still here, and if you wanted to really say something about this, you could have hit my line, Oos. Unk. We supposed to be, ain't no keys to these locks, gang. Like, Rikishi got to shut the fuck up. Actually, he might be the smartest one shutting the fuck up. Rampage hasn't shut up, and he needs to. Chael Sonnen doubling down on his stupidity. Now, I'm gonna get to my last part because I'm at halftime, and I'm just gonna finish this game. I don't want to go on another fucking 3-hour rant. I didn't know how long this one was gonna be. I've been trying to do this shit all week though. Just letting this shit simmer, marinate a little bit. Mark Henry. For him to say some of this is Psycho Stu's fault, or Psycho Stu deserves some of the blame. Now, I've already admitted where Psycho Stu was wrong. Psycho Stu was wrong when he cracked the beer can over over Raja's head. That's been established. We know that. He knew that. You know how he knew that? Because he fucking apologized multiple times. And Raja accepted his apology. So that's, I know a lot of this word be kicking people's ass. It's a moot point, not a mute point. The point is moot. It is a moot point. Yes, he was wrong. But for Mark Henry to sit here and coming from a former pro wrestler, sit there and say, what kind of pro wrestler and what professional wrestlers are out there drinking before the matches? Mark, do you understand what the fuck was going on in WWE during your time there, pal? Starting from the 90s? What are we. I had to pause the game, bro, because what the fuck are we really talking about? People like talking. I be watching NBA and shit. People be talking about the crack era of the NBA. Bro, the steroids and cocaine era of the WWE damn near never fucking left, even after they got investigated by the federal government. They got invested by the federal government. They won, of course. Vinnie Mac beat the fucking system, pal. But they beat the Mark. There not only was there cocaine and steroids rampant in the locker room just in the 90s during his tenure and before then, obviously, but you also had painkiller addictions, alcoholics. Alcohol was the least of people's worries back then. Why do you think so many wrestlers don't make it so to a late age? Being a 50-year-old wrestler is being an OG for all the drugs that were pumped into fucking Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair's bodies. It's amazing that they lasted as long as they did and have. So for Mark Henry to get on fucking TMZ or whatever and sit here and say, what kind of pro wrestler, is drinking before a match, and that's so fucking fake, bro. He he doesn't believe that. Absolute crazy. And no, and that's not even the worst part. Then he followed up with the same. They must have got like a script or something because he mimicked the same sentiments that Chael Sonnen had. Well, if this almost to the T, almost verbatim. He said, "Well, if back in the day, pro wrestlers, if they got beat up in a shoot fight, they couldn't be pro wrestlers anymore. They couldn't. They would get fired." Like I said, is that true? Yeah, sure. This is not a bar fight, brother. This was not a bar fight. You're creating a whole nother scenario and trying to paint it as if something it's not, and create a whole entirely new narrative that never existed before off of like pro wrestling history. Let's go back to pro wrestling history and just keep it a fucking bean. A whole beanstalk, Jack. If this was back in the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, and this fucking nut job comes in here and tries to do and take liberties with the boys like that, with another pro wrestler, with other pro wrestlers present, my God. At the very worst, at the bare minimum, he's getting stomped the fuck out in front of everybody. No fucking hesitation. If this was 90s ECW, he might not make it out of the arena. It might not even, it might happen today too. I don't know. I don't know if in WWE, but I bet you if you go to certain promotions and you try to do some shit like that, you're getting the shit kicked out of you before you leave, buddy. They're stomping you, bro. First of all, they're beating your ass in front of everybody in the ring, and then they're dragging you to the back so they could beat your ass some more and throw your ass out, and then call the cops probably. But because he's Rampage's son, oh my gosh, poor little baby. Never been disrespected by anybody before except his daddy, and he can't do anything to his dad because his dad fucking put him in the hospital, so he has to hospitalize others. Oh my god. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Anybody who's condoning what he did or even trying to stick up for what Rajah Jackson did, pathetic. Or even stick up for him and say, oh well, Sean Strickland's bitch ass. Yeah, I was arrested once, and if I was so impressed with someone who caught a murder charge in there that it could have ended badly if I didn't get the help that I needed. And you're a bitch too, Sean. Dreykus Duplessis, the fucking the apartheid baby, fucking already proved that. Imagine that. Sean Strickland got bullied by his pops and Dreykus. He still ain't lived that shit down. Yeah, he shouldn't get prison. Just a slap on the wrist for hitting an unconscious man 22 times with no signs of if he wasn't saved, if nobody jumped in, Psycho Stu would be dead right now. He'd be dead, plain and simple. And if he takes the other guy down, he probably tries to kill the other guy too. But Rajah Jackson can only beat up defenseless people, it seems like. Well, he got one fluke win in MMA and then got his ass beat the second time, caught a concussion, and then had to beat somebody else unconscious. But then goes down the street. I'm tired of everybody thinking I'm a bitch. Fuck out of here, gang. You know you fucked up when it goes past the MMA and WWE communities, and you got fucking Mr. Beast asking how he can help this man. It sounds like a joke, but it's not. Like when Mr. Beast reaches out for some charity, you know, like man, fucking shit is nationwide storyline. This is not some isolated incident at this point. And if Rajah Jackson gets away with it and no charges are ever brought to him and nothing ever gets done about this, then it'll probably happen again. And even if it doesn't, his his MMA and his streaming career is dead. "25 years old, just now trying to be in the MMA. You don't really want it. You just trying to please your daddy. Fucking sad, bro. It's Need some counseling. But bro wanted to take all his problems out there and get some clicks and views off that shit. So here we go. Getting everything he wanted. Getting all the attention he could ever ask for. Knox Pro Wrestling hopefully goes under. They lost their WWE ID moniker or fucking status or whatever the fuck it is, and they deserve that and more. More hopefully coming, especially if they're over there telling talent, hey, don't talk to the police. Don't tell the cops anything. We'll handle this in-house. Handle what in-house? Rajah Jackson is not a fucking pro wrestler. And not only that, Psycho Stu is a veteran. A military veteran. And you want to know what sickens me even more about this? Is that so is AJ Mana. The dude who put the battery in Rajah Jackson's back for him to commit this heinous act went ahead and invited him, and Rajah probably wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for him. Seems like everybody got punished in this exchange, and this is the thing. Oh, they lost their WWE ID. Was that part of the script too? Rajah Bell getting banned off a kick. That was all just. It's all part of the gimmick, brother. It's just a work. Just a work, pal. Fucking dense, bro. Yeah, AJ Manning was a fucking a Marine. So not only are you a fellow veteran, you're also a fellow pro wrestler. And whatever beef you had or have with the guy, I hope it was worth it, bro. I hope it was worth carrying on that petty squabble or whatever that you had with him. I hope it was worth gassing up Rajah Jackson to go in there and legitimately hurt your fellow veteran and pro wrestler. Yeah, no tears for AJ Mana, fucking scumbag. No tears will be shed when Knox Pro Wrestling goes under. AJ Mana gonna have to work in a zone like me. He gonna have to fill out that Amazon application. 'Cause his pro wrestling dream fucking over. I mean, it was gonna be over anyways. The bro was going nowhere. Never heard of him, never seen him before. Damn, Gary Payton is out here picking pockets. Yeah, a game coming to an end, so is a stream. I got all my shit out. Fuck Rampage, fuck Rajah Jackson. Chael Sonnen is a fucking idiot. Uh, Mark Henry, from what I understand, is one of the nicest guys outside of pro wrestling. But you wrong, fam. Dead ass wrong. And I'll even tell this. Mark fucking contradicted himself in his own statement. He's over there complaining, well, the days of hazing and, the old guy smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer talking about, oh, back in the good old days, those days are fucking over. Which is, yeah, for the most part it is. There aren't alcoholic pill popping steroid junkies in pro wrestling anymore. It's been that way for almost a decade now, I would say. Maybe a little longer. But he says that, and then he, in that same statement, goes in and says, "Oh, if this was back in the territory days, or if this was back in the day, da, 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 you are one of them. You one of them. Talking about the good old days and all, but if this was back in the good old, you are one of them, gang." Talking about he would have got fired if he would have lost a shoot fight. This wasn't a fucking shoot fight. And let me end this off with this. I guarantee I would be willing to bet fucking money if Rajah Jackson would have tried to retaliate right when the beer was busted over his head. It not only was the perception would have been different, you're not getting the slam off. You're not getting 22 unanswered punches to this man's grill. You're not. In a fair 1v1 where the motherfucker knows what's going on and that you're about to try and assault him, you not getting them off, gang. Stop it. You was barely able to take down another one of them boys. Barely able to take down another one of another pro wrestler for all that fake pro wrestling shit. Couldn't even take him down for real. Legit. Fuck out of here. Oh, and one last shout out. Shout out to Maven Huffman. Maven Huffman made a video and called this borderline assault. And his fans, rightfully so, wasn't having that. And if y'all don't know who Maven Huffman is, he's a former WWE superstar. The former WWE wrestler was never like a, a main eventer or anything like that. Was in the hardcore for division for a minute. Actually, I think if I'm not mistaken, Maven was the very first ever Tough Enough winner. Y'all know what that is. Fuck out of here. Seen that shit. Yeah, he got roasted in his comments for calling it a borderline assault. People was like, "Gang, like you wrong for that." And he came back with another video saying, "Yeah, bro, y'all was right." And it's not weak. It's not weak to say you were wrong. It's it's okay to have disagreements with people, but it's also okay to admit when you are wrong. What the fuck was that? Yeah, we cooked him this game. Wayne Embry almost put up 50 last game. I wasn't having that shit. Oh, jeez. Nice. Good defense. Should we burn our last? Well, we can. Fuck it. We're gonna burn our last time out. Yeah, going back and saying, hey, I was wrong. That's not weak, bro. It's not. A matter of fact, I gained a whole new respect for Maven after he kind of was like, all right, yeah, like this is what it was. This was attempted murder. And that's especially because bro is a trained fighter. You have to exercise restraint. I think that's another thing that the fighting community is not like mentioning or even trying to bring up. Like, bro, if you are a pro fighter, like that shit about hands being registered as a deadly weapon, like yeah, it's cliche as fuck, but it's legitimate because if you are a pro fighter and you're fighting someone who doesn't have experience, or if you're fighting someone outside of a sanctioned fighting event, or you have to exercise restraint anyway, even if there's not a ref. You cannot just fucking try and kill somebody. Or even like really go overboard and break somebody's nose or something if you have more fighting experience than them, or if they have zero fighting experience, especially pro. If everybody's like, "Oh, Psycho Stu is a pro wrestler," like that's a pro fighter. If wrestling's not fake, like bro, that's not. Even if that's true, bro, even if that's the case, he didn't even show restraint when bro was knocked out. He knocked him out. Maybe two punches after that. Maybe two. You could be bro, lenient, bro. You could give somebody the benefit of the doubt, slam it, boom, boom. Oh, damn, I didn't know, like, he was knocked out. Gang did it, but 20 unanswered punches. Like I said, we don't know even the damage that just the first slam did. He could have got brain bleeding right there, because that's what Psycho Stu ended up having. He had to be in a medically induced coma. He had brain bleeding. His teeth didn't have any for the most part. Face fractured. This dog's starting early. It's not even 7 a.m. 1 hour. That's all I asked. Shit done anyways. Shout out to everybody who watch. Shout out to everybody supporting the cause. Shout out to everybody who watched the stream. Like I said, shout out Maven Huffman for being big enough to be like, oh, you know what? Me calling it, borderline assault is, yeah. It's not borderline. This was, he was telling his chat. Rajah Jackson was telling his chat exactly what he was going to do. And then he did it. That's premeditated. And for Chael Sonnen to be, oh my god, that means that's attempted murder. Yes, Chael, good job. That is attempted murder. Thank you. Chat, clip that type shit. You guys as fans don't get to decide when the show ends. Actually, we do, brother. Yeah. As a paying customer, that's what I get to decide as a fan. When the show is over. Sure, the show could keep going, but if there's nobody there, is there really a show? If a tree falls down in the woods, does it still make a sound? If AJ Mana doesn't invite, no, I'm just, hypotheticals, baby, but you know what happened happened. They can try and paint narratives, do all kinds of mental gymnastics, do all kinds of crazy shit to make it seem like Psycho Stu was not the victim, but he was. Let me end it off on that note. Rajah Jackson and Rampage Jackson are not the victims in this. Rampage could feel any fucking type of way about what we call his son. His son fucked up, brother. And if you're not gonna hold your son accountable and responsible, and if what was it? Where did this take place? Florida or some shit? California? Wherever the fuck this took place. Uh, yeah, bro. Like, if they're not gonna hold you accountable, if those police aren't gonna hold you accountable, then yeah, the people who got to witness you murder this man or attempted murder this man on a live stream for what was it, 50 subs? For all of us that watched that, yeah, bro, we get to decide. Fucking show's over. You know who also decided the show is over? Kick. You know who also decided the show is over? WWE when they took away the WWE ID. What's it gonna take, bro? Is that part of all? You can't sit here and say oh, that's all part of the script. But then again, the fans can't decide. No, if it was all part of the script, gang, you're right. The fans can't decide. So the fans didn't decide to axe all that shit. They didn't decide that AJ Manna now has to fucking get his ass in that factory. Does he want to be a cowboy? Get your ass on that farm, bitch boy. You know what a receipt is, right? It's what you're gonna be checking at fucking Walmart, AJ Manna. Congratulations, you fucking idiot. AJ Manna walk in Walmart training. You know what a receipt is, right? Fucking goofy. Like I said, anybody associated with that show or whatever, besides the people that were actively trying to save uh Psycho Stu's life and try and keep Rajah Jackson there to face some kind of responsibility for his actions. Those handful of people, everybody else from the top down doesn't ever need to work in the business again. And this is I'm just a fan, bro. I'm more of a wrestling fan than an MMA fan, but I know who Rampage Jackson is. I know who these guys are. If Brock Lesnar would have picked up Braun Strowman, no matter how big he is, and slammed him on his head and commenced to attempt to just wailing on him while he's unconscious, yes, I would be saying the same thing about Brock Lesnar. I would be saying this about anybody if the circumstances were exactly the same. Not, excuse me, not if it was the 1960s and this was a bar and this was the territory days and you wouldn't have a job. Yeah, well, let's go back. If it was 1990s fucking ECW and some jackoff walked in here and tried to take liberties with one of the boys like that and did that to one of the boys like that, bro, he not walking out. And that's not even on some wrestlers are the toughest motherfuckers SOBs out here. But bro, when you have legitimate 4'5", 200, 300 pounders running at you, bro, there's not much you could fucking do. I don't care what MMA training, what Bruce Lee, what Rasengan you got, what Jutsu, what fucking spirit ball you got, bro. When you got five Jacob Fatus running at you, bro, there's not really shit else you can do, gang. When you got five NFL linebacker type motherfuckers running full speed at you, ready to just lay your shit out. When you got five Scott Steiners, I don't give a fuck who you are. Buddy just got lucky that, again, either he's Rampage's son or that locker room was full of bitches. Except for the motherfuckers actively trying to pull him off. And even then, bro, they should have stomped the ever living shit out of bro. He deserved it at minimum that, especially if he's not gonna get charged. But whatever Raja gets after this, bro, 100%, you deserve it, buddy. I hope you deserve every you. I hope you get everything that you deserve coming to you, pal. And the fact that Mr. Beast came out and asked how he could help with Psycho Stu's medical bills before Rampage did is fucking sick. Rampage over here. I just off bat want to hope brother's okay. Yeah, thoughts and prayers, bitch. Like, get off Twitter, bro. Fuck off Twitter rampage, bro. Nobody wants to hear that shit. I even said it on Twitter. Take your tiny violin and tell your sad story about your poor parenthood and your shitty son and tell that shit walking. No one wants to hear that bullshit while fucking Psycho Stu has to fucking recover and will never ever be the same again. He was already in an interview. Psycho Stu suffered from PTSD before this, and he's gonna suffer from that and a lot more for the rest of his life after this. We're almost at the 2 hour mark. That's all I got to say on this. For the most part, I got all my shit out. I wanted to talk about this all week because this is some of the craziest shit that I've ever seen happen in pro wrestling, in MMA, even in MMA, bro. We've never seen something this fucking brutal. This was essentially a snuff film caught on live stream. And again, if nobody jumps in and saves Psycho Stu, then Rajah Bell would probably still be punching him in his face right now. And like I said, anybody defending that, disgusting. Seek fucking help. Acting like somebody deserves it. Like I said, if he retaliates right after the beer can incident, whatever again. But I don't think he's getting off a fucking body slam and 22 shots in that initial conflict. That's just my 2 cents, though. Thank y'all again for watching. TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, all that shit. Appreciate everybody watching. If anybody left a like on TikTok, I don't see it immediately. I might have to take a little peek at my numbers. I only got 8 likes, but I don't give a fuck. I only got 107 views, but it's early and shit. I don't really care. I had to get this shit off. I've been waiting to try and do this shit for days. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. But y'all be safe. Have a great rest of your Thursday. I gotta get my little boy into the vet type shit. My guy going through it, so you see, he ain't moved. Just been chilling. But I'm gonna get all that done, and y'all be safe. Again, don't get smoked. It's been your boy A&T, repping the game gang. You know we don't play none of that. If you a lame, you can't hang. All of that. I'm out. Peace.